Alright, sacral implants. The sacral chakra point typically means the sexual part of the human body, and plasma will not only build up in your sacral area, but also throughout your waist and your pelvis and your legs. And a lot of plasma will build up in this area due to the fact that the military and the Vatican are taught to push all the energy down into their stomachs and their pelvis area, because that's a way for them to store great amounts of this plasma, which is the incorrect way that they are all taught to deal with this. So this leads to them getting extremely fat, and what is common is for a lot of these fat people to get fused implants around their waistline. And then when they connect themselves to you, it will feel like a belt, and slowly plasma will build up in this area in you. And since it is down in the lower half of your body, it tends to be a little bit easier to ignore, at least at first. But you never want to ignore an implant in your pelvis area or your legs, because these go on to be some of the worst and will eventually give you problems walking. So common places for implants around your pelvis area is in your waistline and on both sides of your pelvis bone, around the top areas. And those will be like in a snake bite formation. And then more plasma will develop in your hips, often along the outer sides, and then down into your knees. And of course, plasma can build up in your calves and down into your ankles and feet. So you want to use every meditation position to clear implants in your pelvis down to your legs. But what's very important is the traditional style of meditation. So you want to sit almost Indian style, yet both of your knees should be placed flat on the floor. And you want to sit up very straight so that all your weight is pressing down on your pelvis and base area. And then you want to breathe all the way in. Imagine the air going all the way down your spine into your sacral and pelvis area. And then you want to use the U breath to lift from that area with that 2-second pull. And then breathe up, focusing on sending the energy up toward your crown chakra point. There is a large triangular shaped bone at the end of your spine, and that is called your sacrum. And underneath the sacrum is called your coccyx bone, which is also called your tailbone. And that is down at the way end of your spine. So when you're sitting in the traditional meditation position, you want to sit up very straight so that all your weight is pressing down on your pelvis and your tailbone. And then you want to breathe all the way down into your pelvis area and try to sense your sacrum and your coccyx bone. And you want to use the U breath to lift from that area. And you also want to use the U breath to lift from the outer sides of your pelvis as well, and into each side of your hips. So this is an area where a lot of people get love handles. So you want to focus breathing into that area and lifting from that area, around your waist, and the sides of your pelvis. So the same as with your upper body. You want to breathe into the front, the back, and the sides of your lower body as well, so that you can remove implants in every area of your stomach, pelvis, and legs. So if you're ever in a car and you're taking a drive somewhere, you want to sit up straight and focus putting all your weight down on your pelvis and your tailbone, and use your U breath to breathe in deep, pulling from that area. And of course, it's important to focus on your joints, such as your knees, your hips, and your ankles. So what helps is when you're sitting in a traditional style of meditation, you want to massage your legs and your knees. So it may help to extend your legs, either one at a time or both of them at once. So you want to sit with your back as straight as possible, but it's kind of hard to do with your legs extended. So it sometimes helps to sit with your back against a sofa or your back against a wall. And you either extend one of your legs or both of your legs, and you massage your legs. You want to grip your hip with both hands, and then pressing your fingertips into the muscle. You want to press on all sides of your hips, including underneath. And then you want to work down into your knees. And then you press on your knees, your kneecaps, the sides, and underneath. And then you want to massage into your calves. And sometimes that helps to bring one of the legs up closer to you. You want to massage your calves. So the whole time that you are doing this, the whole time you are using your fingertips to press into your leg muscles and massage your legs, you want to use your U breath to breathe in deep and lift from the areas that you are pressing on. And what this does is it presses on a series of pressure points all throughout your legs, and it loosens up any buildups that you have. So as you're pressing on your legs, you're going to find a series of pressure points. So let me tell you about a major pressure point in your legs. So if you sit down and you extend both legs and you look at your knees, right underneath your knees, you want to press down on the front of your calves toward the outer sides of your tibia bone. If you massage the whole muscle all through there against that bone, you will find an area where it is very tender to press on, and that is a major pressure point. And if you press your finger on there, you will feel a release of any stress and energy coming out of your legs. So they often will call this acupressure, which is using your fingertips to press on pressure points. So you don't need needles to do this. You don't need to go to someone who does acupuncture to do this. You can do this yourself just by pressing on pressure points with your fingers. You could also go get a chart on acupuncture, but it's best to go over your own body and find the areas that are most sensitive in you. Another method of acupressure is one that you use on your inner thigh. So you get into a side position, you bring your upper leg up so that your knee is bent, and then you use your heel to press down on your inner thigh, up toward where your hip connects to your pelvis, and you will find a pressure point there. And then use the U-breath to breathe in deeply and focus on lifting the energy out of that area. Then, after a few minutes, move your heel down a ways and press down on your inner thigh right above your knee, and you will feel another pressure point there. And again, you want to press down with your heel and then use the U-breath to breathe in deep and lift the buildups of energy out of that area. And there'll be more pressure points all along your inner thigh, like right in the middle. So wherever you feel an area is tender, you want to apply a little pressure and then lift from that area. And it is absolutely necessary to stretch your legs to rid your body of these energy buildups. And a major place is in your hamstrings and in the muscles of your thighs. And the energy will build up in these areas, and this results in these tendons and muscles getting really tight and sore. But often you will not realize this until you begin to stretch those areas. And if you ignore these areas and you do not stretch, then you could go on to injure yourself like when you are running. So, for the point of keeping your spine straight and keeping your weight on your tailbone as much as possible, you should only stretch out one leg at a time. And you could start by extending your leg to the side and then reach out toward your foot, and you hold that for 5 or 10 seconds and then sit back up straight. You could bring your leg back in if you want, breathing deeply for as long as needed. Then extend your leg so that it is angled more out in front of you, and then reach toward your foot and hold that for 5 or 10 seconds and then sit back up straight and breathe deeply, taking a short rest, realizing that this stretching exercise is not a race. And the whole point is to breathe deeply and loosen all the energy that is built up in your legs. Then move your leg so that it is extended directly in front of you, and then reach out toward your foot and hold that for 5 or 10 seconds. And you will be able to feel that the more your leg is extended in front of you, the more you will stretch your calf muscle too. And sit back up straight and then do that with your opposite leg. And after spending about 20 minutes doing this, then get into a flat position to put weight on the area and then breathe in deeply, focusing on lifting up all the energy you just loosened up in your legs. So you want to use the traditional style of meditation along with every position of meditation to clear buildups in the lower half of your body, such as the flat prone position, so that your body's weight is pressed down comfortably on the front of your pelvis area. And you want to breathe into your stomach and down into the front of your pelvis area where your sacral area is, and then use your U-breath to lift from that area. And you want to clear plasma buildups in the sides of your stomach, pelvis, hips, and legs. Of course, it helps to use the side meditation positions. You extend both knees, and then you add pressure to one side of your body, and you lift from the sides of your stomach, your waistline, your pelvis, and your thighs. Then you want to turn on your back, and you put pressure on the back of your pelvis bone, and the back of your legs. And you want to use your U-breath to lift from those areas. So an important note is that plasma energy will also get caught up anywhere there's fat buildup, such as in your stomach, your waist, and where people get love handles a lot. And what happens is the energy gets caught up in that area, and it tends to add to the weight problem. So if you breathe in deep and you focus on lifting from areas where there's fat buildup, It will actually help you lose the weight, but you also must exercise and eat right too. So what is also important in your pelvis area is to also keep your intestines healthy. So you will need to eat a lot of fiber. And the best stuff to eat, in my opinion, is foods like dates, granola, and nuts. And if you eat a lot more foods with fiber in them, it will help you lose weight and you will have more energy. Alright, in the last segment of this report, I want to tell you a little bit about what these sacral implants are used for. Military agents will often move next door to a husband and wife and begin to use these radio frequency machines to implant them. Then, by using implants in their brain, as well as in their sexual areas, military agents will begin to disrupt the couple by projecting often disgusting statements into their heads while the couple is having sex. And this begins to cause the couple anxiety, and their attention goes to these weird thoughts, and they begin to worry about why they are thinking these things. And they stop focusing on their partner and the sexual experience. So the couple forgets how to relax, and they forget how to enjoy sex with each other. And this leads to a program where every time they try to have sex with each other, they are interrupted by agents who cause the couple to be uncomfortable or fearful of sex with each other. And this will lead to a homosexual program. So during sex with your loved one, if you ever experience something like this, you need to ignore all these foreign, racing thoughts. Ignore all the mind chatter and put all your attention down into your sexual area. Do not think about anything else and just focus your attention on what is happening there. Focus on how good the sensation feels, and do not pay attention to any of these strange or foreign thoughts that may come into your head. It's an agent basically saying disgusting or confusing things through the radio frequency connection to distract you from making love to your wife or your husband. So to remove implants in the sacral chakra point, you could get into the prone position and then use the U-breath to breathe deeper and deeper into the area of your pelvis. And as you breathe deeper into that area, you want to shift your weight lower onto your body the best you can so you can add pressure onto that area, and then use the U-breath to breathe deeply and lift it all out. And you also want to alternate positions, meditating on your sides, on your back, and in the traditional meditation position to put weight on these sacral and pelvic implants from different angles and then lift them out of your body. Because as usual, networks of implants will develop and will infect the entire area.